You really had to really nail in the stoner bit there. I love it. All right, here we go. All rise, court will now proceed with the trial of Tommytoon's the VTuber. Oh god. Currently, there are 2 charges against the Blueberry. Okay, why'd you have to say Blueberry? What? The first being charged with voiding accountability of being a hater and a gatekeeper. The second charge is denying his girlfriend a chance of trying her fossils, resulting further hating and gatekeeping. We need someone to be a judge for a spaghetti contest. I vote truly evil. Nah. Your Honor, I would like to move that we choose a different judge. The likelihood the most. Oh my god, dude. I can't read this shit with a straight face, dude. Oh my god. Oh my god, likelihood of the prosecution having an unbiased opinion of the subject matter close to my client is rather low. As the judge with the posture, you're doing an excellent job. Oh, you never had a straight face. I mean, that's true. You're asking the judge to change themselves. No, Your Honor, I'm referring to the motion for the judge to oversee the spaghetti contest to be changed. Like I said, you're doing an excellent job and I have no complaints in this case. This is amazing, Lamau. Yeah, it really is, though. Does the defense have any suggestion to who should oversee the judgment of the pasta ruling? Yes, Your Honor, I'm currently in the process of confirming that they are a willing participant. Very well, the defense has 24 hours to present a new judge for the pasta hearing. Should the defense fail to present a capable judge to oversee the pasta hearing, by 8:30 a.m. PST, I myself will oversee the hearing. Objection! Bro, this is awesome. With all due respect, the defense is misinterpreting the scope of ICE SCR. This is about gatekeeping at its finest, not state-sanctioned denial of economic, social, and cultural rights. The prosecution maintains that Tommytoon's behavior, while perhaps annoying or disagreeable, simply does not rise to the level of violating fundamental human rights protected by the ICSR. Furthermore, we must address a deeper, more philosophical question regarding the very nature of the defendant. It prompts a debate akin to the ship of Theseus. The very part of Tommytoon's being has been replaced or altered. At what point do they cease to be the entity we are judging? If, hypothetically, an iguana's consciousness were to inhabit and control a human body, would that entity be considered a human, or would it remain fundamentally an iguana operating a human vessel? This ambiguity surrounding Tommytoon's essential identity further underscores the inappropriateness of applying a treaty designed for human rights in this particular case. I mean, I'm not gonna say anything, but that is actually a key thing for my lore, actually. The defense acknowledges that this case is about gatekeeping. However, provision of the ICE SDR involves the right to food, of which there are 3 dimensions: availability, accessibility, and adequacy. As we all know, the only available mayonnaise in the city of Draconis has been a massive quantity of pot truffle mayonnaise due to the portal incident 22. However, it was found in July 23 that said supply had been contaminated with listeria, but I'm not gonna try and pronounce the second bit there. I'm not good with bacterial names. A bacteria that causes listeriosis. Ah, I'm too tired for this. Too tired for big words right now. Coffee on hand. This means that those who would want to enjoy mayo on the Za would risk serious illness, and due to the risk illustrated, it violates the 3rd dimension of the right to food adequacy. Tommy's aversion to mayo on the Za is therefore not just about preserving good-sized pizza, but wanting to avoid a public health hazard for the community. See? I have the community's best intentions in mind. As the rest of mayonnaise, I've been told it's still here, as attempts to replicate the portal incident has been met with failure. Never in a million years could I have anticipated this. Oh god, dude. Your Honor, the defense's attempt to conflate the defendant's personal food purposes with a public health crisis is a blatant misdirection. While they acknowledge the unfortunate situation of the contaminated mayonnaise of Draconis, and the relevant of ICSR's right to food in certain contexts is a gross overreach to apply to the defendant's aversion to mayonnaise on pizza. I'd like to also add, Your Honor, the defense is a poopy head. No. Yeah. This is amazing. Actually, if I may, Your Honor, I would like to request an extension to the search of said judgment pasta. I have communicated and they are supposedly willing, but I feel it would be appropriate to mention after the new objection creation has been displayed to the world. Very well, an additional 24 hours to search for a separate judge will be granted to the defense for second charge of pasta hating and gatekeeping. Oh, God. Does the prosecution have any more evidence to prove that the defendant is a hater and a gatekeeper from the first events? Otherwise, I am ready to give my verdict. The defense is still finalizing an initial document in response to the initial accusations, clerical errors, and cognitive disruptions of the later submission. If it pleases the court, the defense has prepared statements in regard to the initial filing. These pages have been filed under the Memes and Quotes Agency and should be producible upon request. Oh my god. IOSHA waiver. We're watching probably the best Tommytoon meme of all time. This is honestly rivaling Captain Top America. Honestly, very well proceeded. The defense's point about the study guard position, Your Honor, the defense's argument about the study guard position conveniently ignores the defendant's pattern of behavior. Allowing someone into an inner circle does not negate the defendant's gatekeeping tendencies in other areas. It is a calculated exception, not a contradiction. Your Honor, while the defendant may have the right to control their image, that does not give them the right to police how others express affection or endearment. This issue is not the legal right to an image, but the social act of gatekeeping and a compliment. The defendant's allergy, while relevant, does not excuse their public shaming. The exclusion does enjoy pineapple pizza. Personal version is different from active gatekeeping. This is the best meme of the year so far. Defending the correct way to enjoy a common food item and condemning all those who do not conform to their arbitrary standards, a clear attempt to control and dictate how others experience something as simple as a candy bar. Defining a correct way to enjoy food does not immediately mean one is gatekeeping. There are numerous instances being used defining that a correct way to do something is the only way. It's just that, words. Words are much quieter than the actions that follow. The defendant is not undertaking any actions to miss or reduce the number of people in their orbit who would believe eating a Kit Kat bar by biting into it. A true gatekeeper would curate their experience of the world to a distressing degree. We can all agree that only ones who have been forcibly removed from the area have been sold as communist automatons. No living being has been harmed by the defendant's behavior. A critical role in holding someone accountable for gatekeeping. Let me remind you that we are not talking about one or two mere dislikes of the defense would it have you believe. The defense has painted a charming picture of the defendant as being expressive or rather passionate and perhaps dramatic. And let's break this mask. Because passion alone does not make someone a gatekeeper, but when the passion becomes performance and the performance becomes policy, we have a problem. Esteemed gremlins of the jury, there is indeed a gate, and we have to name the gatekeeper. Thank you. Lamau, esteemed gremlins is crazy, bro. Oh my, Your Honor, esteemed gremlins and goblins of the jury, we have all seen the behavior of the defendant. We have participated in activities, laughed, cried, become enraged, and at times agreed to leave things be at the defendants. Not once has he asked us to leave. Not once has he refused us when asked to join the community. Not once has he heard any of our secrets and turned to rebuke us. He has spoken to each one of us once, warts, growths, and cybernetic appendages and all. How can this behavior be the behavior of a gatekeeper? I believe you know the answer to that question. Let's move forward to a new age of memory and memory. To a new year of streams and scuff. A gatekeeper would not allow us for the journey, and yet we will ride with him to the end. Thank you. We are also talking about a compiled, meticulously curated list of over 40 specific hatreds and versions, covering foods, sounds, characters, cultural trends, aesthetics, and even biological inaccuracies of disasters of marine life. If this is the dossier of judgment, what is it? Each item on this list is not just disliked. It's often reacted to with contempt, shudders, verbal lashing, and eye rolls so hard they have gravitational pull. People rather defended no tread lately. They pause before saying mug, root beer, frog, song dog, or cute, as if activating a trap card. You just need to say ew, cringe, trashy, like that. Gatekeeping lives in those words. Gatekeeping thrives in tone, reaction, and culture. Nothing further, Your Honor. Nerd! Hater behavior. Pulte, not you too. Oh god, no. Order in the meme court, Poltergeist! If I see one more outpost in this serious court, I'll send you into meme hood. Do I make myself clear? Yes, Your Honor. Quietly cries. Oh my god. That is such a Pulte thing to do, though. Like, she would totally do that, though. With the descriptive arguments made, I would like to give my verdict, but before I do that, would the defense and prosecution like to give any final arguments? Poor Polty. Yeah, I know, right? Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, members of the jury. Gatekeeping does not always slam the door in your face. Sometimes it makes you hesitant before you walk to the door. That is, in essence, the damage that the defendant has done. Not through violence, not through decree, but through tone, reaction, and relentless campaign of L-takes and contempt. And today we tear down that gate with one word: guilty. Grits teeth. And the defense? Any closing arguments before I deliver my verdicts? Yes, Your Honor. We've seen several attempts to frame the defendant and nothing but an overlord. Nothing but a tyrant who cares only for what they feel is right. This is This is not who he is. He bridges gaps between people using humor. Learning someone does something different or likes something you don't does not a gatekeeper make. It makes you human. But the soul isn't an iguana, a tyrannosaurus, a wizard, or a blueberry. They remain just that. A human. Not a gatekeeper, not a hater, but someone who sees and learns. Knows what they like and dislike. Someone who respects it all, welcomes all. Someone who's always been innocent. Our headmaster, our friend. Alright, with the closing arguments given, I'm ready to review and give my verdict. The prosecution claims that Tommytoon is a hater and a gatekeeper by bringing up this ship with Theseus, pointing out his actions of policing others and publicly shaming those who enjoy pineapple and pizza, as well as publicly shaming others' food opinions, cultures, characters, culture trends, aesthetics, and other various aspects that Tommy does not agree with. The defense argues that Tommy does not gatekeep, comparing him to various factions known to gatekeep, such as Covenants and Automatons, to which Tommytoon does not exhibit nor affiliate with. The defense also claims that the defendant isn't a hater, but a human being. A human who knows what they dislike and is not ashamed to admit it, and is happy to disagree with other opinions without enforcing his. I hereby pronounce the defendant Tommytoon not guilty! But with that, the trial of Tommytoon has concluded. He was not considered a hater and a gatekeeper. Today he was proven innocent. For now. Okay, Fly, really? Okay, honestly though, big applause to